Let's take a look at our content type here, and you can see that there are a lot of fields. So what I want to do is group two lots of fields and have them displayed as tabs. And the first one will be called basic info, and the second one will be called date and time. So let's go back here and click on add field group, and from a new group dropdown, you'll notice two tab options. We have tabs with an S and tab singular. Whenever you want to create a tab, you first need to create the tabs with an S group. So that's the first thing you need to do. Now, you can call this label anything because it doesn't actually get shown anywhere, but it is simply used to group the individual tabs. Now, I said tabs with an S, but you understand what I mean. Click on save. And then here you have a few options. You can add the direction if you want it to be vertical or horizontal. You can also add in a label if it's necessary, and then add in an ID. That is an HTML element ID. And you can also add in extra CSS classes if you want. But we'll just leave everything as it is and click on create group. Then we scroll all the way down and you should see tabs. Now, another thing to mention while I scroll this all the way back to the top is that if you click on the cog wheel here on the right, and I'll make sure my video isn't covering it, you will see this cog wheel. Here you can go ahead and modify these field group settings anytime. So when you are creating a field group, don't think that you are stuck with the settings. You can go and click on the cog wheel and make your change. So let's go ahead and save the form. And at this point, we just have the tabs group. Now let's click on add group again, and this time select tab, and we'll call this one, what was it? It was called basic info. And click on save. Leave everything as it is and click on create group. And if you scroll down to the bottom section, you will see that it's there, but it's disabled. And let's just move it to the top and then indent it under tabs. So that means it is under tabs. Let's scroll down and click on save. Now, one thing that you will notice if you play around with field group is that it can be a bit temperamental. You'll see now that I saved it, but the basic info is now down at the bottom. For some reason, you need to save it once or twice. Well, let's be honest, twice or three times to get it to actually work. I don't know why. It's a bug that's always kind of been there, but you save it 2 or 3 times and it works. All right, let's create another tab, and this one will be called date and time. And let's click on save. Click on create group. Let's move this below basic info, and let's organize the widgets into the tabs. So let's move title below basic info. The next one will be, where is it? Event description. The next one will be event type. The third will be event image. And then for date and time, we do have a start date, an end date, a registration. Wait, is that it? No. Oh yeah, registration deadline. That's another date and time. And so you should see a nice hierarchy here. So we have the widgets under the tabs group. And then if you click on it, you can just move it up and down, and it will move all of the child elements as well. So scroll all the way down to the bottom and click on save, and you want to make sure this has actually been saved. Let's just click save one more time just to make sure it's nice and saved. Then if we jump over to create event form and refresh, we should see a nice set of tabs here. Now these tabs are vertical, of course. We can change it to horizontal. So to do that, find your tabs and then click on direction, horizontal, update, Scroll down, click on save. Everything's looking good. Yes, it is. And then hit refresh and you see the tabs in a horizontal format. I personally like the tabs in a horizontal format because when it's vertical, you lose a lot of space on the left-hand side, whereas here you can have multiple tabs. Of course, once you get to like probably around here, who knows what's going to happen? The internet's going to explode. I don't know. But most of the time, you don't have that many tabs. So that is how you add in and organize your field widgets in tabs. Pretty basic, pretty straightforward, and I use this in a lot of my sites.